This is the Mercedes W123 estate. Last week we had a massive hole here and it's now clear, and we're going to be putting on the front offside quarter. Well, the royal we.
What? I'm going to be offside in the quarter.
Stick around to find out just how rare this car is later in the episode. So let's talk about this W123 that we've got on the ramp. Produced in 1976, it started off from a 2-litre inline 4 and varied through to an inline 5 3-litre engine, and was renowned for its reliability and its comfort, having some of the best quality interiors on the market. What we have is a little bit different, being that if you tried to drive it you wouldn't go anywhere, you'd probably end up with some sort of rusty spoon up your ass. What are you doing today?
Well, obviously, we're remaking this because there was no panel. This quarter did not fit flush on there, so I've had to remake this, make some new lips to mount it to. So I've pulled it out probably about that far.
Okay.
You see someone else has tried to do something there.
Right,
I just pulled it out and added the lip further up, so I've redone that. Just trying to incorporate it all into one.
So last week we were working on the bulkheads. Corey, if you remember, had a massive hole, and now he doesn't. He's patched it in with a few bits of steel, and it's looking beautiful. He's got it shaped nicely in there. Now what he's got to do is get everything else put together on the front offside quarter here, so that we can fit it back to that bulkhead which he's repaired. But this was a pretty cool car, and it was used as taxis, family cars, and now loved by classic car collectors. Can't see many on the road in the UK. There's I'd say less than 100 cars in the UK that are roadworthy, and probably less than 50 that are actually on the road. Some websites even reckon it's only 2. What else is pretty cool is this car was used in a few films, such as, I've got a little list here, The Bourne Supremacy, where it was used in a car chase, Casino Royale, where it was just mincing around in the background, The Transporter for various scenes, and the best one of all, The Spy Who Loved Me. I'm really quite excited to be working on this, because it seems like something that people are, it was quite sought after. We've got one in there that's, well, needs a bit of attention, but we can say that we're lovingly bringing it back to life.
Got to wait for this to dry up a bit more. As you can see, I went in a good 20 mil either side of the lines that I drew, because this part I can weld through. That paint isn't going to like me trying to weld through it. All this will do is just protect it in the future. As I say, we're still going to sandblast the engine bay anyway when we do the rest of the seal. Mount it up, weld around the edge, and on the inside on all these holes you see, good old spot welds. And what I've used to bolt it up, I'll put it on there. I won't mount these 2 bits yet, because we've got another car, same car, but a coupe, that I want to get all the measurements off just to make sure it's all square.
There's a farm shop in a place called Slaughter-Bridge. I like the sound of that. Let's go and see if we can find some nice grub. So you've got to keep your team happy when they're restoring cars. And now that we're restoring one of the rarest cars in the UK, I think it's time for some sausage rolls. Oh Christ, look at that! Bloody hell! Drama! Let's see if I can do a sausage roll. Oh mate, this looks promising. Thank you. Awesome. Leave me alone! I'm just trying to get him a car. I think that's apple. Oh. Shit. Yeah! There we go. Nice. On there. Look at that, look, progress. Breathing, the concentration. Corey's had to shape this here, so that's not just lined up like that. Corey's actually had to beat this panel and make sure that the bit he's welded on here was the correct shape, so that it marries up.
Where that line is up drawn,
yeah,
that was a gap.
Oh, okay.
So I've made all of this, all of that. I've added the little bit there. So he's still in the same spot as it should be.
That's smart, mate. That's a really good job. With these bits being, will this be hidden by the wheel arch?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to make that go then.
I've got to weld that to there.
But the seam can stay.
But the seam can stay, yeah. None of the seams inside.
What's happening now, you can see Corey's measuring up. He's measured the distance between these two front ends here. And to ensure that they stay the same distance and it doesn't actually spread out while he's welding, he's ratchet strapped them together, and that just keeps it in place. Fingers crossed, I'm going to pinch Corey's funny here, but fingers crossed he doesn't release this ratchet strap and then it pings off up into the ceiling, because if that happens, there's a fair bit of work left to do after that to put it right. But essentially, yeah, he's just holding everything tight, holding it all into place with the ratchet strap, so that as he does the welds, it stays the same distance apart as it's supposed to stay without any movement in the front end. Corey, have you got the whole inspection device over here? Right, lovely. So, yes, let's just check here. Pretty sure these holes are supposed to line up, but we can just confirm. Oh, that's blended. That's just right, that one.
Yep, watch it, there's a screw there. Oh, that could hurt.
Screw you. Alright, lovely. Have we just pop that?
Just put that back.
Thank you. All done, lovely. Thank you. So now the front end's on, it's held together. Corey's now spot welding that whole front end cord to the, and beating the shit out of it at the same time to the front of the car. Hopefully you'll see it held on by the end of the day, and we'll get an idea of what this front end's going to look like, ready for the panelling to go on.
Sometimes it can kick.
Now he tells me. I think I did a good job, Corey.
It's alright, isn't it?
So people that think I don't do anything on these cars. Guys, that's it for this week's video. As you can see, we've got the front offside quarter on with some self-tapping screws and a few spot welds. It's attached to the main chassis, and we're just going to wait for Corey now to weld it on completely. Don't forget to come back next week and watch the next video for some more updates. Please remember to like, subscribe, turn on push notifications, and if you fancy it, leave us a cheeky comment.
Send it to everyone, and your nan.